Hi, I'm Dan from High Performance Consultancy, and in this video I'll be talking about fire extinguishers. The purpose of this video is to outline the following. Firstly is to ensure you're prepared and know what to do in the event of a fire, to ensure you understand the different types of fire and what to do in the event of each type, to ensure you know how to use fire extinguisher and also its limitations, and lastly to stress the importance of fire extinguisher maintenance. Let's get started by talking about the different types and classes of fires. Each class has its own methods for being managed and extinguished. So first we have Class A. This fire consists of standard combustible materials like paper, wood, cloth, plastic or rubber. These types of fires can usually be put out with a water-based fire extinguisher. Next we have Class B. So these are fires involving flammable liquids, grease or gases. These fires can be put out using either a foam or carbon dioxide based fire extinguisher. We then have Class C. So these are live electrical fires. Even if an electrical fire involves a burning agent in the Class A category, it should be put out with a dry chemical extinguisher agent. Then lastly we have Class D. So these are fires involving burning combustible metals like magnesium and sodium. Special extinguishing agents are required to put out Class D fires. Before attempting to extinguish a fire, it's essential to consider what class it is, so you'll know the correct extinguishing agents to use to put it out. Employees should be aware of what to do in the event of a fire. The first step should always be to pull the fire alarm and contact the emergency services. The alarm should be followed by the workforce following a clear worksite evacuation plan, with employees gathering at a designated fire point. If the correct training is being provided and the circumstances allow it, you may attempt to extinguish the fire, given that you know what class of fire you're dealing with, and if the fire itself is not out of control, in which case, again, it's best left to the emergency fire services. If you find yourself needing to use an extinguisher, the PASS method is the best method to be used. Each letter in this acronym represents one of the 4 steps involved when using an extinguisher. So P is for pull the pin. Grab the extinguisher, hold it away from your body and release the lock pin. A stands for aim. Aim the extinguisher towards the base of the fire and always aim it at the base and not the flames or smoke, as this won't put the fire out. S is for squeeze. So slowly squeeze the lever while it is pointed at the base of the fire. And the second S is for sweep. Move the extinguisher side to side while squeezing the lever until the fire is out. The PASS method and extinguishers have limitations based on size. In the case of a large fire, it would be advised that the alarm is pulled, the worksite is evacuated, and the emergency services are called. So now we're going to talk about fire extinguisher maintenance. To keep the fire extinguishers in the workplace in a safe working order, here are some good general tips. All fire extinguishers need to be checked every 30 days. This needs to be documented and reviewed regularly. It's important to check that the pin is still properly in place. And lastly, it's important to check that the fire extinguisher pressure is correct. There's a gauge or an arrow that must be pointing within the green zone of the extinguisher. If this is not the case, it needs to be replaced. In review, here are some key takeaways regarding fire extinguishers. So these are that you should always know where the closest fire extinguisher is located within the workplace, especially when there are fire risks. You always need to make sure you know how it works, and if not, it would be advisable to arrange and undertake training on both usage and maintenance. You also need to make sure that you know how the PASS method works. And then lastly, it's essential to understand the times when it's appropriate to use and also the limitations of the fire extinguisher. Thank you for watching. If you would like to discuss any of the content of this video with a health and safety professional, please contact the HPC team using the details in the description of this video. Thank you.